Whew. Well, it is Monday, February 24th at 10:30 a.m. I've had maybe 1 hour of sleep. And it's been a rough night. Not so much a lot of pain, but just, I don't know. It's hard to say. I've had a lot of fatigue and I've been sleeping like really weird hours. It's hard for me to think. My hip has been hurting really bad. And I don't know if it's from all this going down one of the muscles into the sciatica. It's been really hard to breathe because my my trapezius muscles are so tight. I just made a doctor's appointment to at least get an x-ray or something of my hip to see what's going on, or maybe a CT scan. I guess I have to do an x-ray first. And all I want to do is sleep right now. Thank God the appointment's not for a couple of days. Went to go lay down, and then my cats decided to start like fighting with each other for whatever reason. So I guess there's no rest for the wicked, right? I don't even know what I look like. My hair is probably standing on end, but I don't care. These are real life, true videos. No editing hardly or anything like that. Just my broken life. I need a theme song for my broken life. There you go. Somebody do a theme song. That would be awesome. Well, if you're watching this, I appreciate all the comments that I got this week from the last video. Thank you guys. To Nye and Mary. I think there was a couple other people. I do appreciate. What are you doing, kitty? I do appreciate all the comments, and it always helps to, open them up and see what people have to say. Maybe they've been through something similar as well. And of course, as always, if you've been through or know anybody, let's chat in the comments about it. And you never know, those videos may help someone, or someone else might see them and go, hey, you know what? I had something similar. Try this, or talk to this doctor, or something. It's hard to live like this when you can't do anything. I'm so used to being able to run around and, grab my camera and go out and take pictures. I can't even take pictures anymore. I feel like my whole life has just crashed to an ending. I would crash to the ground like it's the end, And I don't know. I mean, talking like this is cool and everything, but I wanted to do some regular vlogs, like where I was out and chatting and doing things, instead of, this being stuck, kind of. I guess it's being stuck in the house and not being able to really go anywhere or do anything, or with my hip as well, I can't even go ride my skateboard. I'm at the age where if I break my hip, that's it. I might be gone. And whenever if I'm in bed and I'm sleeping and I roll over on my right hip where it's hurting, it feels like it's a baseball size, like pain, but there's no lump there. But when you lay there, it hurts really bad. And it's been keeping me up. And then last night, I couldn't fall asleep, and then I kept waking up, and then I had a couple of bizarre nightmares. So it's just been a whirlwind of all kinds of stuff, and I am completely delirious and probably shouldn't be doing this, but, it's what I do, right? It's what I do, yes, you know what I mean? I try to do my best when I can. And like I said, it's like therapy, who knows, maybe 100 years from now, if YouTube is still around, somebody will stumble across and be like, wow, look at that. We could have fixed that now. You know? I don't know. I know I'm rambling now. And I need to get sleep. And I don't want to take medicine to sleep because I don't want to sleep all day. I mean, it's almost going to be 11 o'clock. So, you know, if I do that, I won't wake up until 3 or 4, and then I can't get to sleep again at night, which is awful. Ooh, I only got 2 dots left on my battery. I think I'm going to have to charge it after this. I had an interesting conversation with an old friend from where I grew up, my childhood. Haven't talked to him, my friend Tony, since 1987, probably. Maybe 88. I can't remember. Maybe it was a little later than that. We just all, you know, everybody went different ways and work, and you know, I was busy with work and bands and working on a movie, and I was all over the place. So, and the cat's like, I'm playing with my toy with the bell in it. It was interesting catching up, you know. I think we talked for almost an hour about all this stuff and, you know, what happened to so-and-so and what's his name doing now and all that fun stuff. So that kind of was a cool thing. I don't get to do that very often. I chatted online with my friend Nye for a little while with some Final Cut stuff. He does a lot of Final Cut tutorials and things, so I chat with him with some things I was stuck on in Final Cut for editing and stuff. If anybody's ever interested in that kind of thing with editing and Final Cut and stuff, check out his channel. I'll put it in the description. You know, his name is Nye, and I always want to say Nye the science guy, but he could also be Nye the Final Cut guy. I don't know why that just flows in my head every time I think about that. Sorry, bro. I know he watches these, but I don't know. I don't know why that's in my head. Like, Nye the Final Cut guy. Yeah, there you go. There's a new channel right there. All right, I guess I should stop rambling. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's just the same old every day, you know. Just today, it's a little harder to breathe, and I hate when it gets like that. It's like somebody just, you know, is hit you in the back really hard, and the next day it's all sore, and it's tight, and it feels very constricted, probably like it would be if you're being strangled by a boa constrictor. Yeah. I can't speak English right now at all. I'm so freaking bloody tired. Boa constrictor. Why does that not sound right? Boa constrictor. Oh well, whatever. You know what I mean. One of those pythons. There we go, much easier. Oh boy. I need sleep. I'm delirious. But that's how it feels. And if I straighten up, as you guys can see, I'm always kind of slouching. So if I sit up straight, wow, my cat's going nuts. Then of course I'm way above the camera now. But it even tightens up more. It makes it more constricted to get a full deep breath. So this is my somewhat comfortable little thing for right now, you know. I wish somebody would just take the time. You know, I was looking up, so, you know, I used to live in California and LA, and that's where I grew up. Ever since way back in the old days. And I was talking to my friend Nye, and I was like, yeah, I think USC Medical Center was, I don't know, like number 1 or something like that. It had a rating of A and or an A plus in like the top I'm just seeing if I have it here still. So yeah, it had a 5-star rating for them. And then I was on Reddit, and the first thing I ran across was, has Vanderbilt become the worst hospital in the state of Tennessee? And a couple of people was like, no, it's this and that for the other. And maybe they're okay for something, but their rating's like number 23. That was 2 years ago. I don't know. Maybe I just have the worst doctors at Vanderbilt. I don't know. One of them just keeps trying to give me all kinds of extra medicines. The other one doesn't try to do anything else besides give me Botox. She doesn't try to look further or deeper to see what's going on. And I don't understand it. How can a hospital operate? Are there people not like me that complain about bad service? I mean, it's your health. It's your life. You know, if things are not going, if your body is starting to break and fall apart and you don't fix it, it's going to be like a car. It's going to be broken down in the driveway like I am now. This is my driveway, right? My little room here. And I'm fighting hard every day to move forward and stay alive and keep going and try not to fall into some crazy depression from being in pain and not be able to do the things that I love to do, like play guitar or skateboard or go take pictures. You know, there's a million things that I cannot do right now. I can't even mow the yard. You know, we have one of the sit-down mowers because we've got, we're out in the country. But just the bouncing of the ground and the thing kills me. I feel like even after, because it takes about an hour and a half to mow the yard. And I literally feel like, I won a couple of rounds with Tyson. Like, he just was hitting my back for an hour. Like, it's that much pain. And then the next day it's worse, and then it gets a little better, and it takes a while. But then it's like you have to do it every week. Here in Tennessee, the grass grows in the summer like crazy. We'll get a bunch of rain, and then it'll get hot, and then the grass will grow. And it's like if you mow it every Saturday, most of the time, or every whatever, but it's usually once a week. And that's kind of like a problem. I can't afford to keep paying somebody when I'm broken down to come and mow the yard because it's like $80. It's expensive, I don't have $80. It's not like my YouTube channel is cranking out money, Haven't got that far yet. We're not making like money, We made enough to maybe buy a Big Mac, maybe. But so it's not like I can just be like, oh yeah, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it again. I have to try to get out there and do it myself, and it freaking kills me. There's not enough pain medicine in the world to kill that. What's the matter, kitty? Did your toy go under my chair? My cat's just looking at me like, hey man, that's my stuff down there. But it's all these things that I think about. And, I tell my wife, I'm like, man, I just can't afford to keep doing this. They got to figure out what to do to fix me. And, along with all the driving to Vanderbilt, which is 200 miles round trip, it's 100 miles up and 100 miles back. It's not easy, especially like I was saying the other day, I think, where it's like, oh, we have 4 appointments for you. One's on Monday, one's on Wednesday, and we have another one on Thursday, or whatever it is. And it's like, yeah, I can't do that. My poor car is going to break down, then I'm really going to be stuck, But, yeah, I don't know. A lot of people were saying, the same thing with Vanderbilt, like it's the worst. It's the worst and the best hospital. I don't know, a lot of people, it's just like it just goes on and on and on and on. But it's sad that people are going through other things And then there's the one lady that says, hey, sorry you're going through this. This is someone else's. Sorry you're going through this. But you're perfectly entitled to vent on the internet. Vanderbilt is a premier research institution in the state. Yes, some goes for level 1 trauma and a host of other departments. See, people don't understand. People don't understand that even though it's a tier 1 or it's trauma or it's rated whatever, but when you go there and you're not getting service like you should, it's different. You can say whatever you want, like, oh my God, Vanderbilt's the best, or, Acme Hospital is the best ever, but maybe for that one thing or for a couple of things. But when you go in with spine and muscle injuries, maybe not so much. Maybe they're supposed to be, but, maybe you don't have... a lot of my doctors are really young. And I'm like, wow, they could be my kid. They're so young, I'm like, that's a little scary. And they just don't have those years of training and research and everything behind them. And sometimes when you have to tell your doctor, no, this is what I read. This is my research. And you didn't know that, It's like, you didn't know that that's part of this and you should be doing this. I forget what the machine's called that they use. But basically what they do is they stick it in the muscle and it makes a noise whenever it's in the muscle's active. Going something like that. And that's where they put the medicine, right? Well, she stopped. She used it once and then she stopped. And I'm like, everything I read, you're supposed to use that. Well, I don't really use it. We just use it the one time. It's no big deal. We don't really, need to use it. So 3 more times I went by without the machine. And then last month when I went in, she's like, I think you were right. I should have recorded it. We're going to start using the machine again to see if we can get it more pinpointed into the muscle. Duh. It's like, oh man, it makes my head hurt because why won't they listen to you? Do they not research their own stuff? It's like, it would have been funny if it's like, oh yeah, the article came from Vanderbilt or whatever. A lot of times it's the Mayo Clinic or what's that other big hospital? I've been there before. It's in Baltimore, Maryland. It is. Shoot, hold on, I got this. Me and my buddy were just talking about. I wish I could go there, but it's like a 12-hour. It's a 12-hour drive, I believe. Oh, Johns Hopkins is another really good training hospital. But how do I keep getting there? The Mayo Clinic is in Florida. That's a pretty long drive as well, especially if you're in pain. I have so many dilemmas. I don't even know where to... See, this is what happens. You get so lost in all the other stuff. I wish I could just be a patient and someone would just take me. It's like, oh, you have an appointment today, let's go, or hey, you got an appointment here, we're taking you there, or hey, why don't you just stay here for a couple of weeks while we run 5 trillion tests and figure out what's going on. Sort of like what the Mayo Clinic would do. If you get accepted, you can basically stay there or even stay off campus if you don't qualify to stay at the hospital. But I mean, to live right there, and they when I went to Johns Hopkins, I stayed at a hotel. I was there for a week. They had free transport vouchers, so a van would come and get me, take me to the hospital. I would do my treatment stuff and see doctors and everything, and then they would take me back. And that was freaking awesome. But living so far away from Vanderbilt from here, I ain't gonna do that. Can you imagine? It's like, yeah, that was $80 in gas. Thank God gas is only $2 and something here. All right, I'm rambling. I started getting in a mood with, it starts making me mad sometimes with all the nonsense I have to go through to try to feel better. And it's not right. It's not right at all. Everybody knows it's not right. Even the doctors probably know it's not right, but they probably can't say anything. and I have to get I get mad and I get after them. And even at Vanderbilt, they have a huge sign. If I remember, the next time I go, if I see it, I'll take a picture. It's a big sign. It says, "Do not be aggressive with our doctors. Do not be rude." This and that. I'm like, I wonder why. I guess they've done some things that made patients mad. I wonder. I'm like thinking the same thing. Like, yeah, because they don't listen to you. The doctors sometimes don't listen to you at all. That's sort of like if you're talking to someone and they're just like this, and you're trying to have a good conversation, and they're just on their phone, like not paying attention. That's it's like the doctors are very rude. They don't pay attention to what you're saying, and they just get into their and it's like, yep, she's gone. They're done. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. All right, I've rambled for 20 freaking minutes now. If you made it to the end, please hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment that shows that you made it to the end. Say hello. Give me a hello. Wish me well. All that fun stuff. Give me a thumbs up. Share it. Subscribe. All that stuff. Go check out my friend Nye. And I hope I remember to put his thing in the description there. He's got some really cool videos on editing if you want to learn how to do that. Or at least, give him some support. It's awesome. Thank you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a few days, probably. I'm not even going to get up. I'm just going to scoot and turn off the camera today. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you guys again for listening. Have a good one.